Happy holidays. This is Linda Chapman, and as promised, I am here to talk to you a little bit about how to have a more successful response to RFPs in 2018. So there's three pillars that I want to talk to you about, and those are the three things that are most important when you are trying to bid for a product or service that you want to sell to a commercial entity or to the federal government or to a local government. There's three things. The first one is responsiveness. Well, what is responsiveness? Responsiveness is when you check all the boxes. It asks you all the questions, so you want to make sure that you answer all of the questions. That is responsiveness. 2, relevance. Well, relevance gets more into whether or not the answers that you offered were relevant to the solicitation or to the performance work statement. And as you know, every RFP has a scope of work or a performance work statement, and it tells you all of the things that you're going to be asked to do, and it tells you where they're going to be performed. So responsiveness is, yes, I've done it, or no, I haven't, but make sure you answer the question, check the box. Relevance is more going to be about whether or not what you've done is similar to the performance work statement or to the scope of work that is talked about in the RFP. So, and don't get too caught up in whether or not you did it at the commercial site but haven't done it with the government, because usually that is not an issue. Sometimes, however, in the evaluation factors, when it speaks to relevance, it will define what relevance is. It will say relevance is within 2 years or similar size and scope, meaning have you done something like this at this size? So those are relevance factors. And then you're talking about compliance. Compliance is more about regulatory requirements. Do you have a security clearance? And if so, is it up to date? Is your accounting system approved? Is it DCAA approved in the federal government? Does it meet basic accounting requirements? Sometimes compliance can speak to individuals, your staff. Do they have certain certifications? Compliance can be so many things, but it's usually regulatory. So when you're looking through that bid and you're trying to determine whether or not you should bid, look at those three things. Am I going to be responsive? Can I make a checkbox or a yes or answer to every single one of these questions? 2, is the information that I'm providing relevant to this particular proposal? And 3, do I meet all of the requirements in the RFP as it relates to regulatory requirements and certifications? So before you run off and start, submitting a bid, if you have not met those 3 things, you might want to reestablish your vetting system. And we'll talk about that maybe in another online session about how do you decide which bids you're going to go after. But to be successful in an RFP, make sure you address responsiveness, relevance, and compliance. I hope that helped you. Have a happy new year and spend time with all your family and friends. I look forward to seeing you in 2018.